up, everyone, and welcome to issue 6 of Geek Pop Podcast. With me, as always, is Josh.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
You sound like an idiot already.
What?
You sound like an idiot already. You're really bringing the show down.
I mean, you started like low key, so I matched point, man. I was like, oh, we're playing some NPR right now, everybody. Hey, everyone, this is Ira Glass on NPR. I thought that's what we were doing.
Josh, speaking of low key,
yeah,
let's talk about how much video games piss us off.
Oh my gosh, dude. All right, yes, video games piss both of us off, but I think it scares me more when they piss you off because I can't handle it.
So I guess we'll preface this again, as usual, by I still play a lot of Dota.
Yeah, that's all we do anymore. That's all you and I ever do together. That's all we ever talk about. That's all we ever read about. I don't know about you, but I think you brought this up at one point. I've got to the point where I like accidentally bring Dota up in conversation with other people who have no idea what Dota is, and it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, but so this is the main part of what happens. I tell Josh all the time. In general, I'd never play online multiplayer games. I was never a Halo kid. Yeah. I was never a Call of Duty kid. I never did any of that shit. So now, at the whopping age of 31, when I play with these kids online who either don't play what I'll call correctly, or when they mouth off to me, I find that I have the smallest amount of patience for any of this bullshit. And as soon as one of them slightly mouths off or acts stupid, I usually completely fly off the handle sometimes.
Yeah, I think the biggest, weirdest thing for me when you get mad is when someone messes up in the game. Like that, when it's not even like them mouthing off or like being a jerk, it's just they don't call like missing middle or something, and you're like, "What are you doing?" That's when I can no longer support you.
It's a fucking team game, and when these guys, it's starting already.
Here it is. You see, everybody, this is what it gets like.
It's a team game, and when people don't play right on the team, I usually start getting frustrated with them. And then they call me a noob or a piece of shit or something else.
It's always noob.
And then I fly off the handle. And then, I mean, even the other day when you were playing with me, I told some kid to my exact words were, "Will you fucking shut the fuck up? It's a fucking team game. Go fucking play," or something like that.
There were a lot of F words, basically.
But it wasn't the remotely calm statement I'm making right now.
No.
I was very frustrated.
It was you hit the mic button, you screamed into it, and you let the mic button go before your screaming ended. Like, you were so upset you couldn't operate the computer correctly.
That's one of the things I always find now. I have problems, like, holding the button down long enough when I'm talking. Because I'm trying to play... I mean, obviously you're trying to play the game at the same time.
Sure, yeah. I had a moment, so I make fun of you a lot when you get mad at the game, but I also get very mad, and I think I get more mad when I'm not with you, because you know, that was always the thing with like Halo and Call of Duty. When I was playing those, and you know, I sucked at them because my reflexes aren't fast enough to be good at those games. But I'd die a lot. But it was just hanging out with buddies, like we were just just chilling, so it didn't really matter. I was just talking to them. So it's the same thing in Dota. Like, I don't get as mad when I'm with you because we're just hanging out, chilling. But when I play like a solo...
I get mad when I'm with you, though.
I know, because you're just an angry person. But I'm talking about me, Toby. This is not about you right now. This is about me.
I was confused what the point of the show was, so you can continue.
Okay, the point of the show is that it's about both of us, but this current section that we're in right now, where I'm talking, it's about me.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, this game I was playing by myself the other day. This guy kept dying a bunch, and then he was complaining about the rest of us feeding, which if you don't know means that you get killed. So he was complaining about something that he was doing, and it just kept being a jerk. So I started yelling at him, and it ended with, I think, maybe my favorite line I've ever said in Dota, where I told everyone to hang back, and then he instantly says, "We should all push forward," and I got to say, "What did I just say?" Which I really felt like his dad or something. It was great.
That's how I feel sometimes when I yell at these people.
Yeah, because you're also like, 3 times their age, I think, for the most part.
Probably.
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of getting mad, when I'm like, I forget if I started the conversation like this, but as I feel like I'm getting better at this game, I feel like my frustration levels get higher.
As I'm becoming a Dota all-star.
Yeah, so but it applies to everything in life, I think, Josh. Because over the weekend was my big Quoits tournament that you make fun of me for.
Yeah, I don't make fun of you for it. I just think it's funny. I just think that the term, the word itself, not that you do it, anything like that. I just think the word is funny. And the fact that it got sent out at a memo at work about you playing Quoits is also funny. Those are the things that are funny.
That reference is when I first got hired at the job that I'm at now. Everyone always has to fill out the this is my name, this is where I came from, this is what I do for fun, I have pets, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't realize this was coming my first day. So I was like, it was right around summertime when I started, which is usually when we play Quates. So all I thought of was, I have a dog, I play music and video games, and I play Quates with my friends and enjoy drinking. And it was pretty much like my introduction to the workplace. But so Quates...
Like, all right, just on that point a second, I will at least give you credit for like being a real person in that introduction email, because I was the same on mine when I started my current job. It was like, I'm into comic books and I like video games. Like, it was all the regular stuff that I'm into. But now, like, when everyone else starts, it's like, I really like to travel and I'm really into fitness. And
a lot of people do that. They hope to travel to Japan someday.
Yeah.
Someday they hope to own a horse farm. Someday they hope to do this.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you don't have to be in interview mode. You already got hired. You're at the job now. You can be your real self.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on. Tell everyone what Quoits is.
Quates is... I think it's really... I think it's an East Coast, maybe only tri-state area game. I don't know how to...
I had no idea what it was before you started telling me about it.
There's people that I meet in my area that have no idea what it is. So I don't know how specialized this game is, but it's basically
Toby
like...
is the only one that knows. This is the Fight Club of games.
I shouldn't be talking about this. Quates is basically like a mix... Shut up. Quates is like a mix of horseshoes and ring toss, I guess would be the most accurate statement. But, so every year...
It's like if you put those things together and then poured in a bunch of beer. Like, I think that's what it is.
Tons of alcohol, for sure. But, so this past weekend was our yearly Quates tournament. This is our fourth one, Josh. Josh, 4 years. 4 years strong.
Okay, I have some questions, but go on.
Okay, so eventually me and my real partner, we lost early because that's what happens every year. And we played these side games. And this is where the Dota rage kicked into real life. So we all get random partners. And before we start the game, I was talking to the guy and I was like, yo, you know, as long as we play, I don't really care if you win. It's no big deal, blah, blah, blah. It's only for like $5 a person. So this is all well and good until I'm fucking on point the entire game. And this dude is like throwing his fucking Quates like they're basically rubber rings. He's like 3 feet away from the board in any direction whatsoever. And I started talking, like, I was standing next to my friend and I was like, I had never been so fucking pissed off at this game before. All the times I sucked in the years before this. I know why everyone gets so fucking mad at me. This is the most fucking frustrating thing in the goddamn world. And I'm just like stewing the entire game. And we still won because eventually you got like a couple points. And my friend's partner was... I mean, the other two people we were playing against were like completely trashed. Yeah. So that was the advantage we had. But I hit Dota rage mode where I was like, I'm so mad. I'm so fucking good, and you guys are fucking dropping the ball. I'm so fucking mad right now.
Why don't you run back to base and get some more Quates?
Get a fucking ward if you can't see the goddamn board, all right?
Can you last hit that Quate just once, please?
Lots of Dota jokes.
All right, so questions about the Quates tournament. Is this something that you're like orchestrating and putting on yourself, or are you just attending a tournament?
My group of friends run it.
Oh, okay. When you told me about it before, I thought it was just something that was happening that you were attending. But like this is
I was attending it.
Sure, but
me and my friends like all run it basically.
You're in. But is there anyone in it that aren't like acquaintances or friends?
No.
Okay, so it's like a friendly tournament game that you all put money in and play. Okay.
Yeah, but there's usually like 40 to 50, 60 people there.
Holy cow.
Dude, we go big, brother.
I don't know 40 or 50 or 60 people.
Well, that's why we have the group spread out. Like, that's why friends invite friends of friends and shit like that. But yeah, our biggest was like, I think 25 teams, which is 50 people, plus a shitload of people come there just to like eat food and drink.
That's awesome. This sounds like super fun.
See?
I've never played Quates, but this sounds awesome.
You can just go for the atmosphere, Josh.
Exactly. I just go to hang out. I just go to win the party. That's what I'm there for. So all right. So you have cornhole there, right? You've cornholed before.
Oh, of course. I mean, I know what it is, though.
Okay. So yeah, we're big into cornhole here. It's like a big like college game, like cornhole thing. Anyway, one time I did a cornhole tournament. Okay, I'm not really I actually have done multiple cornhole tournaments. But the very first one I went to, like, I'm not a great cornhole player, but like I thought I was kind of okay. So this cornhole tournament, people were serious about this.
The more you say it, the worse you sound. Just say that.
Cornhole. Cornhole. How's that doing for me?
Good.
Okay, great. So we were at this tournament. It was a double elimination. We played 2 games, so we lost them both. Our second game, I still laugh about this to this day. The team that we played, they've never been more serious about anything ever, and it was like when you played Dota, it was them. They got it in the hole every single throw, and every time they would do it, they would tell each other, good bag, man, good bag." And I couldn't help but laugh at them, and they were like big buff, like jock-looking dudes. So it almost.
My one friend gets into that much where basically you can get 2 points. We'll say like in general, you shoot for 2 points a turn. So if you get one quate on the board and there's an opportunity to get a second one, my one friend will yell, "Get 2" right as you're shooting every time. And 3 or 4 people out of our group of friends now have said, like, "Dude, you can't fucking yell when we're throwing this. It doesn't help any of us.
You have to stop."
Please.
Get 2! Does he think that helps? Does he think that's a plus?
Well, he says it would help him. So he thinks it helps everybody else, but it doesn't help anybody. Like, I think that's everyone gets mad for it.
That's his recovery of like, oh, I guess I am being a jerk yelling. It's like, oh no, it would help me. Oh, I would benefit from this.
Speaking of being a jerk yelling, this weekend before the Quates tournament, we went to see a comedian/musician called Dr. Dirty. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Other than me talking about him.
No, I'd never heard of him before, and I think that comedian/musician is maybe a long shot with this guy.
Okay, so there's a comedian/musician. His name is John Valby, a.k.a. Dr. Dirty. And he basically writes songs that are cover songs, but they have, like, fucked up sexual lyrics to them and, like, all sorts of bullshit like that. So we all went, Josh, as you knew I was going.
Yeah.
And I never thought about how old he was until he saw him, like, just pull up in his fucking van. So he walks in his fucking, like, Bahama Joe, like, almost cowboy hat, but not really, and this weird, like, button-up shirt on top of a t-shirt. So we're all watching him, and this is, like, 7 o'clock. The show starts at 9:30. We're like, oh, my God, I think that's him. So we hear him talking. We know it's him. First of all, he sits in his fucking car, Josh. I'm around with you again. He sat in his car by himself from 7 o'clock until 9:30 when the show started, just staring at his phone or staring out the front window of his car watching people.
Oh, there's nothing I like more than sitting in my car alone playing on my phone. And that's a true story. I love eating lunch in my car alone.
But so we watched him there for 2.5 hours. We keep saying we should go bang on the window and fuck with him, but we decided it's probably not the best idea.
That's the Toby speaking who drove through Music Fest with his windows down, blaring that Insane Clown Posse song. Yeah,
exactly. So eventually, like, we're saying, oh, he looks really old. Blah blah blah. This dude's 70, Josh.
70.
Yeah, he lives in Buffalo, New York. He mentioned it was like a 5-hour drive down to come play the show. We saw him at 70 years old doing this shit.
I mean, and how much do you think he possibly made for that show? Like,
I don't know, because we were trying to figure it out. I would say $5,000.
No, come on. He probably made like $50, right?
I really have no fucking clue.
Was it at a bar or?
Yeah.
I bet a bar.
There's probably like, I'll say 100 people there. It's $25 a ticket, so that's $2,500 at the door.
Okay, this is way more than I thought it was. All right.
But so I never really thought about the fact he's an old man. But so the more you watch him, the more he's very like, this is pretty much like a dirty, fucked up old grandfather kind of thing.
It makes it weirder.
It was. So me and my friend's wife, we were kind of sitting together. So her and I were just like the whole time like, this is really like creepy old grandfather mode. And then it gets to the point where he pulls some with like girls/women on stage, and he's trying to make them dance and do dumb shit like that, which at that point gets uber creepy. Like, I think some of the songs are funny, and I had a good time going. But that's when I start hitting that wall of like, for as much of a dickhead as I act like, I'm pretty respectful towards people.
Yeah,
like not so much you on the podcast, but
I think in real life, once in a while, you're respectful to me.
Yeah,
not to blow up your spot, but
fuck, piece of shit, shut the fuck up. So it starts getting to that point for me where I'm like, I feel uncomfortable for these people. I know everybody's laughing. I feel uncomfortable for these people. Eventually, it escalates to like, I don't remember if it was during one of the songs or he was signing like autographs and shit like halfway through his set. He had some like large girl come up, and she just kind of stood in front of him, and he kind of played like air guitar directly on her boobs.
How does that work?
This isn't a visual medium, so I can't really explain.
All right, so is he just like tweaking the nips, or like what's happening? Like, I don't understand. Is he just up on her? Like, is his front touching her front? Like, what's going on?
He's standing behind her, just like kind of playing with the boobs, but not really.
So he's like tin cupping her. He's like reaching around, teaching her how to swing, like that sort of thing.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, good enough.
Okay.
But just the age of him and like the older women enjoying this and everything else just seems really fucking weird and out of place to me.
So like it was at the point where it's like they're like his granddaughter's age if he had a granddaughter. Like, is that what it is?
Maybe daughter age at least.
Okay. Is that why it was creepy though?
The granddaughter age people seem to know better.
Like, yeah, we're not gonna go up there. He's a creepy old man.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, do you think that's why he still does that? That's why he still drives 5 hours, because he gets to like grab some nips during some air guitar? Or, like, what? What do you think's in it for him?
I'd have to assume so.
Yeah.
I mean, people definitely like him. Like, it's a pretty good time. He makes fun of people with that rhyming song I was telling you about.
Yeah, he makes fun of people in the audience.
Yeah, like the whole time, like his big thing is like everyone yells "fuck you" to him, and he yells "fuck you" back, or he says like "lick my balls," and everyone's just like, it's a very call and return. He'll yell out something stupid.
Call and response.
Right,
go on.
Whatever. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's a lot of that shit. Like, he has I think I looked that night, like 20-some albums. People know his songs. Like, there's a shitload of people singing along with these songs, and he probably has like 20 albums. Times we'll say 10 songs an album. Minimum.
I don't understand your people, Toby, and I mean that as a regional thing, because I don't think out here we know all the words to the Dr. Dirty songs that all have really horrible sex puns as names. I don't think anyone knows those songs.
He's an East Coast classic.
But yeah, on the East Coast, he can draw 100 people for $25 a piece at some bar. That's weird.
We talked our way down to 20. I just want to throw that out there.
You talked your way down?
Yeah.
That man drove 5 hours, and you jockeyed for $5. What a jerk!
My whole group did, dude. So the week or two before, like we actually went to the show, we were asking like, should we buy the tickets now or buy them at the door? And the girl was like, it doesn't sell out. You can buy them that night. It's not that big of a deal. It's $20. So we say, okay, no big deal. We get there that night. We all sit down at the table to eat dinner first. And we're like, okay, it says $20 general admission, $25 VIP. The waitress comes over. We're like, hey, we want to buy tickets. She goes, okay, I'll go get you a bunch. She comes back and she's like, it's $25 a person. It was $175 for the group. So we're all like, no, but it says $20 general admission, blah, blah, blah. And she said, well, I just work here. The manager told me $25 a piece. I'll be right back with your drinks. So she walked away. And then the whole table starts brewing and pissing and moaning about how it's at $5 more. And this is bullshit. We would have fucking bought them 2 weeks ago if we would have known better. Eventually she comes back and she's like, okay, I have the tickets. And my friend's wife was like, I'm not trying to be a bitch right now, but it says $20 on the menu. And we were told not to buy them 2 weeks ago by the other waitress that just walked by right next to you. So can you go try to find something out about that? So the girl kind of rolls her eyes and walks away. She's like, yeah, I'll be right back. So we got it for 20, it says 25.
Well, I mean, it was on the sign. It's not.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
It's not like you walked in and they were like, yeah, that'll be 25, and you're like, how about 20? Like, I want to be in there.
1850.
I don't want to be in there for 25 though. I mean, like, to be fair, like you should have gotten that for 20. I feel like that's fair. Also, good. I really liked that waitress's response to you asking a question about the place that she works is, I don't know, I just work here. Like obviously, that's why we're asking.
I mean, that's the smartest response I give at work when people ask me shit where I'm like, they'll ask me something and I'll say, well, I would do it that way, but that's not the way work does it. And they'll say something along the lines of, well, why can't we just do it? And I say, I just work here and walk away.
Exactly.
So I know the line. I know what the line means. It's basically, fuck you. I'll go talk to somebody else.
Yeah. Screw you. I don't get paid enough to jockey with $5 with you assholes. I'm leaving.
Josh, the other day we had a work meeting, speaking of like work kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And it was this guy's second day, I want to say. Okay. Second or third day. We had another new hire at work that can kick in the balls and scare away, as we talked about before.
Yeah, that should be what you're doing.
So we're having this meeting, and it starts off normal enough. And for whatever reason, my boss slips. Because we're talking about, like, husbands and wives and polygamy somehow.
Okay.
Somehow a business meeting to introduce the department to each other turned into a speech about polygamy.
Great.
And marriage.
Perfect.
And boyfriends, wives, girlfriends, a lot of shit. So he makes some comment about, I don't know if I could please 2 women, let alone 1.
Wait, the new guy said this or your boss?
My boss.
Okay, all right.
Not thinking about like what he was talking about. So he all started laughing at me, gets embarrassed. He's like, no, all I meant was, when you're married, so it's hard to always like please your wife, and not even like the dirty way. But he put himself in that pothole of like, this sounds sexual and horrible.
And I have no way to get back out of it. Yeah, everything I say is just digging me farther. Yeah.
So then when you start talking about random shit, like for an actual business meeting, we're talking about random shit while we're all eating lunch together. And as you know, I'm the pro of useless knowledge.
Well, I have a pretty high standing there too.
You know what I mean.
All right. You're just trying to take a crown that we haven't even competed for, but go on.
101 was a great one, Josh. So anyway, the meeting's starting to wrap up, and we got to the fact where someone's 4th cousins married each other.
Nice. That's fair. I feel like that's fair game.
So we get to that. I remember that a long time ago there was an app for like Sweden or like Denmark or one of those countries where I guess inbreeding, because there's so many generations that just stay there.
Yeah.
That it's almost impossible to not sleep with someone you're related to.
Sure, yeah.
So they made an app where you put in your information and your possible mate's information to find out if you're blood related or not and how far away you are.
Yeah, I remember this too. That's awesome. That's really...
So I bust this out in the meeting in front of everybody, and I just say like, oh yeah, there's this app where if you're going to be friends with someone and throw up the air quotes, it's like you're supposed to use this app and find out if you're related or not before you go through with this. My boss looks at me and goes, on that note, the meeting's over, everybody get out.
On that note, Toby has ruined it for everyone. Toby just told us about an app you have to check before you fuck somebody, so peace out.
And that's pretty much what happens in any meeting I'm in with just my department. Eventually, I get so bored that I just start making up nonsense or just kind of fucking around. And then usually our meetings end with absolutely like my boss is just like, on that note, we're done.
Okay.
Because on Wednesday afternoon we had like an actual like mini department meeting, and he was talking about something else and said like that's why you can't put earrings on a pig or whatever that stupid saying is.
What? What?
There's some saying where like you can't.
Is that like saying you can't polish a turd? Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Something like that. So then the one guy I work with made a comment like, that's why I never bought my ex-wife a ring.
Dang!
So then we all start laughing. Like, when that shit happens, I start laughing hysterically and just can't stop.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So again, my boss looks at me and goes, okay, yep, this meeting's over, time to go.
I like that he has like no time for your nonsense.
And then even today, before the new guy got in, he said, did the new person ask any questions about that train wreck of a meeting yesterday? And I was like, nope, he had a good time. And my boss just kind of rolled his eyes at me and was like, if that wasn't me, I would have asked a lot of questions the next day.
So not only did you ruin the meeting, you have ruined the new hire's impression for your boss. Like your boss thinks less of the new guy because of you.
Yeah, I bring everyone down with me.
You know what? You're lowering the bar. You're like a human limbo bar. That's what you're doing. The music's playing. You're talking shit. Hey, this is going down.
We're yelling timber. My other weird work thing for the week, Josh, was there's this one guy that I just want to be. It's another manager type guy, not my manager, but a manager.
Okay.
Always super polite. Oh, thank you so much for your help, Toby. I really appreciate it. Oh, if you just help me for 1 minute, I'd really appreciate it. It'd be so great if you could help me. Oh, this was so amazing. Thank you so much. Like the nicest fucking dude ever.
Yeah, that sounds
so you feel
awesome.
You feel bad saying no to him, but like he seems real goofy sometimes, and I can't. No one can ever put their finger on why. But like one of his nicknames at work, his department calls him Pez because he has 5 kids. So I guess he pops him out like a Pez dispenser or something along those lines.
I like that. It's pretty cerebral.
So I guess on like his second or third day, like his department bought him Pez dispensers and threw them on his desk before he got in.
Without telling him that he's called Pez? Did he know?
No, they called him Pez first.
Okay, all right, got it.
He also likes to listen to rap music in the office because my one buddy sits in the office with him and he plays rap music or dubstep, and this guy actually rocks out to it. Like he'll nod his head or like throw up the peace sign, do like the up and down bounce thing like to the rap music and stuff. So like this guy's like fun, just like
this guy sounds amazing,
like kooky, I guess.
Yeah.
So today at work, I forgot my glasses, which sucks because I have to squint my way around. I'm far-sighted, whichever one you can't see far away.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of relevant. So I have my glasses on. My head was freshly shaven from last night. So he sees me. He's like, "Oh, Toby, how's it going? I need your help with something later, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, good, all that shit." And he goes, "Something looks different about you." And I don't want to be like, my glasses aren't on. I don't like playing that game of like, let's guess what's different about me, because I think I look the same every day. So he looks at me and goes, he's like, oh, your beard looks nice, and like squeezes my cheeks, but not like the hard way where like you push someone's lips together,
like a grandma
like a real like sensual soft grab of my face, like I would before I would kiss a girl almost.
We're coming back to that. We're gonna circle back around.
I laughed nervously and like walked. I just like, yeah, I look different. I must be my beard or my hair or something. And walked away real quick.
Oh, you touched me. Oh.
Oh, this is awkward now. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Tell me, you squeeze a girl's cheeks before you kiss her?
Have you never seductively like put your hand under a girl's chin and like kiss her?
I have, but it's not squeezing the cheeks. Did he cup your chin or did he squeeze your cheek?
Like, if one-handed.
Uh-huh.
Like
I'm acting this out right now. One-handed.
I'm trying to think about how it went down. So if you hear my voice muffled, it's my hands over my fucking mouth. So if you open your hand.
All right, hand is open. Everyone else do this at home,
Everyone at home. Open your hands.
Hands open.
Your right hand, because I'm right-handed.
Yep.
If you're left-handed, go for your left. Put it pretty much over your mouth.
Okay.
So your fingers and your thumb are touching your cheeks.
All right, got it.
But don't squeeze. Just put them there.
Okay.
And be like, oh, you look different. Something's different about you. Ha 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 ha.
Wait.
Think about how awkward you would feel if it was someone you barely know.
Wait, so my thumb is on one side of my mouth and my fingers are on the other?
Yeah.
So his palm is over your mouth.
Almost. Like when I'm talking to you now, my hands are crossed like underneath my.
Oh.
Like if you make a smiley face out of your hand and tuck it underneath your bottom lip. Everyone at home better be fucking doing this shit.
I understand now. I hope everyone else followed along. I understand. I have a beautiful picture of this.
Yeah, so it was awkward.
First of all, two things. One, yeah, super awkward for the office. I never want another man at the office to touch my face in that way. So I hope that never happens to me, because I would probably feel violated and maybe have to talk to HR. Two, don't ever do that when you're making out with a girl either, because that's weird. If you just you just grab her chin.
No, you like just underneath a little bit.
I think the move is like you put your hand farther back and or by her ear. Like that's what you do. Like
sure,
your thumb needs to be in front of her ear, not crisscrossing her mouth.
This is week 7. We promised life tips in the beginning. Here's a life tip.
Yeah, don't cover her mouth if you're trying to kiss her. That's the first
Unless you want to kiss the back of your hand, and as some sort of weird fucked up move, I guess.
Yeah, I know you've practiced that way a lot in front of the mirror, but now is not the time. It's go time.
So my week at work with management type material has involved cousins fucking, putting earrings on pigs, and my face getting seduced by other gentlemen.
Was he like rubbing the beard too? Like, was that what the whole plan was? Like, I was
I would have
feel
walked
this
away.
thing.
If his fingers started moving at all in any sort of like seductive way, I probably would have punched him in the face. I don't care how old he is.
Wow, someone's sensitive.
I'm not trying to get fucking face stroked at work. What the fuck do you think this is?
Someone just can't take a compliment when it comes his way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Shout outs to Pez. I apologize for not taking your face rubbing compliment the right way.
Tell me, if you'd have played your cards right, you might have gotten that every day, but now you acted all weird about it. You're never going to get face rubbed again.
Fuck. That is fucking creepy, though.
That's so awesome. I'm just going to be giggling about the thought of that. I can't picture it happening.
Josh, we're going to skip the days of the week again this week because it's all fucking stupid with food ones.
I think that's going to be the case. Like, every day's a food day.
That's stupid. But luckily, Josh,
we have more.
I found a list of words that sound rude but actually aren't.
Oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to start using these every day.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you the word.
Okay.
You try to break down what you think it is, and then I'll tell you what it actually is.
So I'm trying to break down what the word actually means, what the dictionary definition of the word is. Okay.
Yes.
I'm ready for this.
Josh, while exploring the coast of Virginia in 1606, Captain John Smith of Pocahontas fame wrote, that he saw a creature known to local tribes as the ass panic. What do you think an ass panic is?
An ass panic. Can I get a spelling, please?
ASSAPANICK. So maybe Assapanic.
Assapanic. I think it's
Josh,
a donkey.
Okay, real quick. By spreading their legs and so stretching the largeness of their skins, they have been seen to fly 30 or 40 yards.
Oh, it's a flying squirrel.
It is.
An assapanic. Flying squirrel.
Yes, but when you just read spreading their legs and stretching the largeness of their skin, it sounds way fucking different.
It sure does. I've had an assapanic or two, but it's never been in relation to a flying squirrel.
Josh, what do you think a bum fiddler is?
A bum fiddler. It sounds like someone who stands on the street corner and plays their guitar or various instrument for money. That's a bum fiddler.
It's someone that pollutes or spoils something, in particular by scribbling or drawing on a document to make it invalid.
Is that why the hell do we have a term for that?
Why is it bum fiddler?
Yeah,
what is the bum in this? Because the fiddling part, I understand, you're fucking things up. What part of a document is the bum? Like a pen, a piece of paper, ink?
Maybe bum isn't just bad, or maybe you're just like, oh man, quit ass farting that, like quit bum is in butt, like quit butting that thing up. I don't know.
Josh, what's a cockapert?
A cockapert?
Yes.
Cockapert. It sounds like a bird, like a cockatoo. So I'm gonna guess if you mix a cockatoo and a poodle, it's a cockapert.
I got you. Yeah. It's an adjective meaning imprudent or smart alecky.
You're a fucking cockapert. You know that?
I'm busting that out in Dota Rage later.
I'm sick of your cockapert ways, Toby.
Josh, what's a cockchafer?
Well, that's these jeans that I have that are like a little too tight, but like they look good on me,
Well, or boxers or briefs or underwear,
Sometimes you gotta roll commando. Like you just have to like fight through the ball sweat because, man, do you feel free? But you get a little cockchafing going on. What can you do?
It's a beetle.
All right, say it again.
A cockchafer is a beetle.
Cockchafer. That's not. I mean, sure, maybe that's one definition.
Josh, what's a dream hole?
That's when you go in a public restroom and there's a hole and you put your business through it, and like you hope it's a girl on the other side, but it's probably not because you're in the men's restroom. But hey, it all feels the same in the dark. That's a dream hole.
Do you know how close you are to the actual answer?
No, I don't.
It's a small slit or opening made in the wall of a building to let in sunlight or fresh air.
Nice.
That's like a 50% right there.
I deserve half credit for that, I think. Yeah.
Josh, what's a fuck sheet?
Well, Toby, when you love a woman very much, sometimes you take her to bed. A fuck sheet. How do you spell that? First of all, before you give me the real answer.
F-U-K sheet. S-H-E-E-T.
Fuck sheet. I don't know. Let's hear it.
A fuck sheet is a Middle English word for a sail, in particular the foremost sail on a ship.
Hoist the fuck sheet!
All right, so these two go together, and then we'll talk about why. One is called invagination, and the other one is ejaculate.
Ejaculate?
But not ejaculate. Just ejaculate.
Are you sure it's not ejaculate?
Sure, ejaculate. Sure.
Ejaculate. All right. Anyway, so invagination.
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 I-N vagina shun.
That is when you daydream, but only about sex. Like, man, I was sitting at my desk just invaginating things. I have a really good invagination. Really vivid, you guys.
I feel like we should end this right now. So,
and the ejaculate is what happens after I invaginate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So invagination is the process of putting something inside something else. In
Damn
particular,
straight it is.
I know, right? In particular, a sword into a scabbard.
Wait, what? I mean,
but
wink,
the opposite. Okay, right. But the opposite of it is evagination with an E.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
So ejaculation or ejaculation, whatever, is the act of throwing or jostling something around, while to ejaculate means to rush or jolt forward suddenly. So if you take I'm going to science it down here for you. I'm going to English major this shit up.
Please.
So if the opposite of putting something inside of something else is throwing an E in front of it, I think that's why ejaculate is jolting forward and taking the semen out.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. And the semen is jolting out and forward all at once. Also, now I know if we ever get in a sword fight that all I have to do is invaginate and then ejaculate and you're dead. And then I can... No, wait. I have to invaginate and ejaculate, and then I can en-vaginate.
Josh, speaking of ejaculation, what's cum bang?
Well, I mean, aside from the obvious answer, there's no other answers. That's all it can be.
Cum bang is a hot, arid wind that blows seasonally in the lowlands of western Indonesia.
Are you saying that my cum bang can fill my fuck sheet?
I think so.
All right. We're sorting this out.
Josh, what do you think penophobia is?
It's when a girl sees my dick for the first time and she gets scared.
That could either be a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a good thing. It's because of the size. She's terrified of the size. The large size, not the small size.
Penophobia is the fear of poverty, Josh.
What's the fear of penises then? Would that be like
Dickophobia?
Rectophobia? Because, I mean, penophobia is taken, and that was a really good one.
Josh, what do you think a sack butt is?
Sack butt or bud?
Butt.
Sack butt. That's when you get old and, like, your balls start to sag so far that when you sit down, they just fall over and touch your butt.
It's a brass instrument similar to a trombone.
I mean, yeah, if you want to get specific, I mean, I guess it is, but... Look up Urban Dictionary.
Josh, what do you think a tease hole is?
Again, that hole in the bathroom wall that you put your business through. If you turn around, if you take your business out of it, and you turn around and put your butt up to it, it becomes a tease hole.
Do you feel like you learned something today, Josh?
Yeah, I haven't learned what a tease hole is yet, though.
Oh. Whoops. A tease hole is the opening in a glassmaker's furnace through which the fuel is added.
That makes perfect sense. He has to tease the fire.
Yeah,
through his
its hole.
Yeah.
Josh, you feel like you learned something today?
I really did. So many things.
I'm gonna tease hole you later, I think.
Good. I'm gonna hoist your fuck sheet.
Josh, last week we asked everyone a question for this week's episode.
We did do that. You're right.
Josh, forgets last week. Last week, Josh, we talked about how annoying cell phones were.
Yeah, we did.
And we asked for people to write in and tell us about how annoying cell phones were, or their worst cell phone experiences.
And we probably got a ton of them, right?
We got one.
I can only imagine that we have a bag full that you have only selected the best from.
I selected the fuck sheet of the fuck sheet.
You have curated.
The best. I curated the best of the best.
You did.
Josh, regarding the annoying cell phone thing.
Uh-huh.
I guess, well, if you want to... Nah, fuck it, I'll get to that later. Regarding the annoying cell phone thing, I have to say that it's always bugged me just how young people in my generation were when they had cell phones. Not shitting you when I say there are 9-year-old kids with cell phones when I was about that age.
Yep.
And now they get even younger. This was Musa. He was 16 when he got his first cell phone. And that was because his parents gave it to him to keep in touch while they were out of town because his dad needed brain surgery. Holy shit.
That got real. But
it did.
Yeah, but, I agree. I don't think you give a kid a phone until he's, like, needs a phone. If a kid's just going to school and then you pick them up from school and they're never away from you, like, you don't really need a cell phone, kid. Come on.
I guess it's because they're almost throwaway, or at least with our culture, they're throwaway. All of my friends' kids that were ranging from 4 to 7, 3 to 7, somewhere in there, they all have iPods.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Okay.
But they all do, like, FaceTime and shit, like, the one to text people. It seems like, I mean, like, there's times where, like, the 3 or 4-year-old used to say, like, used to try to show me games on her phone. And would just go through the app, show me how to play the game, and all sorts of shit. And I know I was like that at that age, but I wouldn't think, like, everyone now would be.
I mean, it's always, like, the thing of, like, the internet is attached to it that scares me. Like, if it was just a game system, like, yeah, give that to the kid as soon as he can move his thumbs. But... when it's like the internet's here, you can do...
Reaching out to the outside world kind of thing?
Yeah, you can get into some nefarious stuff. And I know, like, I got the internet alone on a computer late enough in life that I was smart enough that I didn't get into too nasty stuff, but like it still got bad at times, right? Like I'm sure we've both done things that we probably shouldn't have done on the internet. Imagine doing that when you're like stupid and 8 years old or something.
Yeah, it has bad news written all over it.
Exactly.
And Josh, from the week before, who would win a fight between Toby and Josh? Christina was on vacation here in Pennsylvania. You're not supposed to make fun of me because of that thunderstorm everyone heard in the background, because it looked like the beginning of the zombie apocalypse.
That's what she said?
That's what she said.
Well, you both are babies then.
Josh, as for who would win in a fight, she's sorry, Josh, but she thinks I would win. Oh, because, one, I know when you're most vulnerable. I can attack you at a barber shop getting your hair cut, or when you're at your place where you have to interact in social situations.
You would just see me nervous about something and pounce.
I'm like a puma.
You would stalk me until I'm like, oh, hey, I don't really know what to do, and then you would just attack me. Yeah, that's what it would be.
Josh, this week's question of the week is going to be, what's the most fucked up thing that's ever happened to you at work? Has anyone ever grabbed your face seductively and said you look different today?
Oh, this is gonna turn out bad when we get like actual like, yes, I was sexually harassed at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very special episode of Geek Pop next week.
If you want to write in, it's cast@geek-pop.com. Doesn't matter what the subject is, just write it in and say if anything really funny or fucked up ever happened to you at your job. And Josh, we always have questions every week as well. Same thing, cast@geek-pop.com. This is where we ask Josh and I live questions, and we try to answer them to the best of our abilities.
Our abilities are pretty low, but we do try to reach the best of our abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh, in the spirit of giving, Dylan wants to know what the best gift that you have ever given or received is.
The best gift I've ever given or received, the joy of Dylan's friendship.
The best gift I have ever given is my life to my parents when I was born.
Yeah. Hey, Mom and Dad.
I am here.
This is yours now. You're lucky you got me. I don't know. I can't think of anything that's like really like life altering that I've gotten or anything.
I really can't either. Like usually when I get people presents, I usually try to just, because of my fucking special overanalyzing brain.
Yeah.
I usually pick up on dumb little like hints that aren't even really hints, and I usually roll with that to get in presents.
Yeah.
So I feel like, not that all my gifts are the fucking best gifts ever, but just like I'm always really happy at Christmas time like to give people things, because I'm usually pretty good with like them being like, holy shit, I can't believe you thought of this, blah blah blah.
See, I try to do that, but then I get real self-conscious about them not actually liking what I got. You know, like, oh, I tried to pick up on that one time you mentioned this author that you liked, so I bought you, the book you haven't read that he wrote and a bunch of other stuff, and like I always feel like, oh, but you're gonna think this is stupid or something. Like I always get in my own head about it.
My one friend I always give hot peppers to. Like every year we get fucked up hot sauce or like ghost peppers or some sort of fucked up hot sauce.
Cool.
So that's usually a gift that keeps on giving, because we fuck with each other the entire year and make other people eat the hot peppers. And
nice.
That's what Christmas is for. Pain.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of pain. Josh, Moose's question for this week. What kind of parents do you think you guys would make, and would you have any special techniques on the subject of parenting? Whether or not you want to have kids is irrelevant here.
Okay. You go first.
I've been told by tons of people that I would probably be a really good father.
Okay. I would like to be the one dissenting voice on this topic. No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You sounded so sad.
all the children, like all my friends, kids and all that stuff, I'm the one that they always talk to and play with. So, like, I think because I'm good with children, because, as you know, my mindset is of their mindset.
Yeah.
So everyone always says, like, I think you'll be a good parent.
Nice.
The special technique I think I would use, I really have no idea. The only thing that I ever took away from what my parents taught me, I guess, is, like, the whole respect thing again, being polite to people. Yeah. So the one thing I shoot for with my kids is they're sure as shit going to say, please, thank you, hold doors, use manners. Because I'm definitely not going to have a kid that's a little fuck stick like you. I said fuck like 3 times there. That closes elevator doors on people. Or it's just a little blast fucking ICP through Music Fest.
Yeah, we don't want anything like that.
My parents obviously didn't raise me right. I don't know if do better.
It's their problem. I think I'd be a good father. I think I'd sort it out. Because again, it's like, I'm not going to talk down to a kid. Like a lot of people when they meet a kid, they're like talking down to them or not treating them like real people. And I feel like growing up, I was always treated like a real person. not like, a kid that you have to like, just yell at or ignore. Like, I don't know. I remember like my mom and my grandma having like real conversations with me growing up. So I feel like I could do that. Plus, I mean, I'm into video games and comic books. Like, what more does a kid want? Like, I'm going to be the hookup, right?
What if it's a girl?
I can get into
What if
Barbies.
she's like that? What if she's like that? I want to play video games. I'm going to go fuck boys.
Well, all right, here's one. All right, if she's
all right, hold on.
All right, if she says she wants to go fuck boys, she's getting grounded, first of all, because language in the house, no. And two, you're far too young to fuck boys. I don't care what age you are. That's never going to happen.
You are 27. I waited until I was 45 to have you.
Listen,
you are waiting until you're 45.
Yeah, we're never, ever going to talk about you ever having sex ever. That's going to be our ground rule. I never want to know. But I can get into Barbies. I can braid hair really well, so there's that.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's just like, it's a skill, right? It's
it's a
something I can
do. I agree, Josh. It's something you can do.
Yeah.
If you want to get Josh's braiding tips for next week, email us once again at cast@geek-pop.com to ask us questions or answer our question of the week. Josh, to wrap it up for the week.
Yeah, to wrap it up. Let's do that.
Now's the time where we fucking promote the hell out of ourselves.
Woo! All right.
You go first. Where can you find anything about you?
You can find anything about me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/GI_Josh. You can find a link to my other podcast I do, which is thegorillaposition.com, or see the things that I say during the week.
Josh, if you want to look for me, which some people might want to, even though most probably will not, you can find me at Twitter at GirlsHeartGeeks. You can find me on YouTube at tobesplays.com, and now you can find me on Twitch TV, Josh, at Twitch. Yes, I am trying to live stream. It's twitch.tv/GHGToby.
That's awesome. That's exciting.
I agree. It is.
We're going to start live streaming our games together.
That's when you can do. If anyone ever actually wants to hear me yell for real, like when Josh says like Toby gets mad and he doesn't understand why, the best time to see that is actually watching us like when we start streaming Dota games, because you will hear it. You will hear me get pissed off and start yelling.
I'm afraid, because I think it's really like super uncharismatic of us, and you especially. So I think everyone's just going to hate us afterwards. It's going to be like, wow, those guys are dicks.
Also, if you're not listening to us on iTunes, you should listen to us on iTunes, where you can subscribe, rate, and review our podcast, because that makes us look better in the eyes of Steve Jobs. And if Steve Jobs thinks we're better... Is Steve Jobs the Apple guy, right?
Well, he's also dead.
Fuck that. No, I don't care about that part. We'll look better in Steve Jobs' eyes. And then we can get ourselves up to new and noteworthy on iTunes. So you can either listen to us at geek-pop.com, or you can listen to us on iTunes if you search for Geek Pop ! In the iTunes store.
Yay!
But you should definitely do it on the iTunes store, because that counts more for us. And so does the 5-star reviews you're all going to leave us because you love us. And your nice comments like, Toby's the funniest motherfucker ever, fuck Josh in his stupid face.
And while you're making all those mean comments about me, yeah, continue to send the emails, continue to send the questions. We love those.
Cast@geek-pop.com.
Yep.
For the week, I am Toby.
And I have been Josh.
Bye.